In our last episode, we saw how Laila and Sami used their imagination and creativity to bring the magical violet color back to the world. They proved that imagination is the strongest force that can restore colors to any place. And now, with all the colors returned, have they discovered the secret of their disappearance? Suddenly, they hear a sad sound coming from behind the big oak tree. "What's that sound?" asks Sami, hiding behind Laila. "I don't know," she replies, hugging her teddy bear a bit scared. "But let's go see." As they get closer to the tree, they see something strange. A dark shadow was covering the entrance to the cave where they had found the violet color. The shadow was moving slowly and sadly, almost like a living thing. "Beep, beep," says Pixel in a distressed voice, hovering around Laila and Sami. "Look, it's the gray shadow. It's trying to take the colors again," says Laila anxiously. "Don't worry, Pixel. I won't let it do that," says Sami with a determined tone, and he takes a deep breath before approaching the strange phenomenon. The shadow seems huge and frightening, and they can feel a strong sadness coming from it. "Be careful, Sami," says Laila, holding her breath. But suddenly, the shadow stops moving and turns around. Then they can see it better. It wasn't an evil creature or a monster. It was just the shadow. "Hello," says Sami, a bit scared, but also curious. The shadow looks at him and then moves slowly, almost like it wanted to hug him. "It doesn't want to hurt us," says Laila, surprised. "Maybe it's just lonely," says Sami. He remembers what they had learned in the previous episode. All the colors were back now, but what about the shadow? It didn't have any color. It was gray. That's when Sami had an idea. He took some colored stones he had collected during the adventure and threw them in the air. The stones sparkled with all the colors of the rainbow. The shadow seemed to enjoy watching them. "Here," says Sami, offering the stones to the shadow. "Play with us." The shadow stopped moving. It looked at the stones and then at Sami. And for a moment, they could swear it smiled. Slowly, the shadow began to approach them, and the stones followed it, leaving a trail of color everywhere. As the shadow got closer, they could see it better. It was a small creature with big, sad eyes. It looked like a furry ball with wings, and although it didn't have any color, it sparkled a bit like the stones. The shadow approached them more and more until it was right in front of them, and then it did something unexpected. It hugged them both tightly. "Boop," said Pixel happily. Floating above them and flashing with all the colors of the rainbow, the shadow isn't evil after all, says Laila with a big smile. "Of course not," says Sami. "It just needed some friends." The shadow looked at them with gratitude, and then it did something incredible. It began to shrink, and at the same time, the stones started to glow brightly as the shadow shrank. It transformed into a beautiful winged creature. Its fur sparkled with all the colors of the rainbow, and it looked happy for the first time. The little hero was right. The shadow wasn't a villain. It just needed friends. Light began to spread throughout the forest. The plants and trees sparkled with all the colors of the rainbow, and the sky turned a beautiful blue. The rainbow was back in all its splendor. "Beep, beep, beep, beep," shouted Pixel with immense joy. "The rainbow is back," says Sami with a big smile. He looked at the colorful landscape and then at the beautiful creature in front of them. "Thank you for helping me," said the creature. "You have brought color back to the world and to my life." "We did it," says Laila, looking at her friend with pride. They had faced many challenges, but they had done it. Thanks to their friendship, imagination, and cooperation, they had brought back all the colors. "Now I'm going to fly and show everyone how beautiful the world is," said the creature, spreading its wings. "Come with me," It added, looking at the children with a big smile. And so, with their hearts full of unity and cooperation, our little heroes brought all the colors back to our world. Unity is the strongest force of all, says Laila with a wide smile. And the adventure isn't over yet, says Sami proudly. More colors are waiting for us, added Pixel, flying joyfully around them, flashing with all the rainbow colors. He paused to look at the viewers. Hello! Friends, our colorful adventure is nearing its end, but before we say goodbye, join us to see how this amazing story will end. To be a part of our colorful family and continue with us, be sure to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. But will the rainbow return completely? And will the world stay full of colors forever? Discover how our heroes plan happiness in the final episode, the return of the rainbow and the celebration of colors. See you there!